Hey guys, welcome back. I have a brand new mold. It is a mandala. And it's got holographic. Ooh. So, these are the colours I'm going to be using. Christmas colours. I'm going to paint the mold with this little brush, or a few of. So, let me get the lid for this one first. And then I think I'm going to start from the centre and work our way out. And just see how it goes. So the petals, I think. Petals in red. Now the idea is that I'm going to put on as much as I can, like have as best coverage of the area that I can, and then do like the walls of that little area as well. Sorry, my hand is going to be in the way sometimes, so you'll have to bear with me. Just try and like compact as much as the chrome on as I can, as cleanly as I can. And well, we've already flicked it, but it'll be fine. We'll have a good clean up as best as we can. Let's just get as much done as we can. So these chromes come in, it's a big pack. I can't even tell you how many there is right now. Possibly 12, maybe more. I can't honestly tell you where I got them from because I've had them for so many years. I did used to use them for nails, so they are originally a nail set. But chromes are chromes. Right, so let me just continue on with doing the rest of these and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so that's the red done. Onto the green next. And I was thinking kind of have like a little bit of a leafy effect. So these little I think green on these here, closest to it, and maybe silver on the outside ones. Yeah, we'll see. See if there's too many of them. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it'll look better with silver on the inside ones. It's like the silver separates. Not sure. So I'll get on with these. Continue the rest of them. And I'll be back. Okay, so on with the silver. It's such a good job that I've got so many of these little micro brushes. I've got them in two sizes as well, like a thicker black one and these small pink ones. So maybe the silver in between here. Just like these little kind of diamond shapes. All right, so they're all done. Can I get this in here? Yeah. Oops. No, we don't want that. All right, let me get a clean one. I get to show you how to clean up if you make a mess. So I'm using a dry one just to remove as much of the excess as I can. Oops. I'm going to finish these off before I give it a wipe over. All right, so now we've done all of that. I want to give it a quick clean. So I'm going to use some IPA, isopropyl alcohol, spray a little bit onto this brush. This is 99.9%. And I'm just going to go over like the edges, all of the raised parts that will be indented instead when you make the mold. When you pour the resin. Words, where are you? So you give it a bit of a clean up. I'm going to use a few different brushes if we keep doing it like this. Well, let's get the main parts out. And then we'll just be able to wipe over it really gently so we're not going into the indentations of it. But we can wipe over it with a baby wipe. So it's all good. All right, let's just get in there with the baby wipe. Just try and clear up like any of the dust that's kind of flown around, should we say. Because the only thing about using micas, chromes, they tend to fly everywhere. Because they're super, super light. So we can gently wipe over the design. As long as we're not pressing into the indentations, then we're fine. There we go. A little bit more clean. A couple of little bits, but we can clean that up later if we need to. All right, so just clean up the mess off the desk. These little petals here on the outside. I'm going to do these in red as well. I'll show you which ones I mean. These. Do them in red. All right, so I decided to do the little red pieces in between the big petals as well. Silver around the whole outline and these little green like teardrop shapes as well. I'm going to leave it like this. So I've given it all a wipe over. I've removed all of the loose bits. I'm going to get the lids back on and then we're going to mix up the resin. So I'll be back in a second. So the resin I'm using is Apex resin. It is a, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here. It's a 2-to-1, if I can get the glare up. You see, 2-to-1. It's a deep pour, this one. So it's super, super, super thin. So I've got some all mixed up ready. And all we need to do is add the color. If I can dig out the right color. Here we go. Velvet Black. So this is a resin dye from the same company. Just for you online UK. So I'm going to add a couple of squirts into my resin. Get it all mixed up. I'm ready to pour. Now, the reason I'm using a super, super thin resin is so when I pour it in, it will drop into all of the tiny, tiny little crevices that are in this mold. Because if you have a good look at this mold, these little pieces are so tiny I mean, you can see me when I'm using the micro brush to push the chrome colors in. There's so many parts of it that I just can't get color in without using like a fine brush. So, I mean, if you wanted to, after you could, instead of using chromes entirely, you could just paint, like make the resin piece, and then when it's fully cured, just paint it with like a permanent paint, an acrylic paint that isn't like an indoor acrylic paint. You could use an external, so it's much more hard wearing, and then just spray it with lacquer so it all just stays in place nice and sealed. But yeah, if you wanted to do like a crazy colourful pattern, that's always an option as well. But the idea with using a super thin resin is that it all just falls into every crack and crevice that is in this design, and any bubbles are not going to get trapped. They're going to slowly rise up to the surface, and we can get rid of them. So fingers crossed this works out. We're just going to see what happens. So let's pour it in. And I'm just kind of like gently edge it in. Try and pour it around. I don't know whether I should like bend and open up the parts, like bend it the opposite way. Oh, I'm just going to hope for the best. Give it a love tap on the desk. And see how the bubbles are rising up quite quickly, so nothing's getting trapped. Fingers crossed. So let's get it filled up. Oh. I don't want to have to top coat this, so I'm slightly overfilling. You don't really get much of a shrinkage with this particular resin. So this should be okay. So let's give it a blast. Let's get rid of these bubbles. The resin, the mica, the chrome powders are going to rise up. So any excess that you see that any excess that is left on the mold that was slightly loose inside each of the places that we'd kind of brushed it on, they are going to rise up, and you're going to see them on the back of the mold, on the back of the resin piece. Sorry, this is not a problem. Don't worry about it. It's just what happens, because obviously the powders are really, really fine, and they are much, much lighter than the density of the liquid that you've poured in, i.e. the resin. So it will float. I'm just going to keep giving it a blast every now and again to get rid of these bubbles, and we will come back when we are ready to demold. I'll see you in a sec. Fingers crossed. Cross some fingers and toes. Alright guys, we're back. I'm sorry I have the window open again. So it's a bit noisy with traffic. Now this has not fully cured. It's just a little bit soft. But I really want to see what happened. How it turned out. Did it pick up the chrome well? Okay. Now I did use a deep pour, didn't I? So with a bit of luck, well, it took off all of the chrome. Alright, let me flatten it back out a little bit. Got my gloves on because I want to do a silver edging on this. Alright, just all around the outside of it to match the rim of silver that we did with the chrome. Alright. Wow. Oh my gosh, that looks absolutely stunning. Oh, I'm so happy with that. The holographic looks amazing. Wow. Wow, that's so pretty. And of course you can do more detail as well. Instead of filling in the in-betweens, like the parts that will be stuck up on the mould, you could do like the lined parts that are raised in the mould. You could obviously chrome on them, or you could use metallic markers, because the resin will pick that up and pull it all off as well. Oh, that's so pretty. What do you think? That was a bit about the holographic, like how well it would work. But yeah, I'm so shocked. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the outside with my silver metallic, and then I will take some finished photos for you. Let me know what you think. Oh. Alright, I'll see you in the next one, guys.